everybody. I hope you're having a good morning. I've sure tried to make this video about 4 or 5 times now, and maybe this will be the lucky time. But really, I'm not so sure I believe in luck because it's all about God and what He wants and doesn't want you to do. And, He'll guide you into whatever He wants for you if you just open up and listen to Him and watch what He lays in front of you. And with everything He lays in front of you, you have choices to pay attention to what God would want or what God's choices are for you and do whatever you choose to do all on your own. You know, and really that's today. What I'm thinking about is all the different choices we make, and what we want to do about them. So, well, we get into today's thing. Just before we do, let's all decide to watch us out to the end. Like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification button, and anything else that you choose to do um, with this video. Hopefully, it's good. Maybe you'll share it with your friends and family or something on that line. And with that being said, let's talk about choices and God's assistance with that because really your choice is whether you um, enjoy this video and want to share it out or watch it to the end. And my choice is whether I want to make it to begin with or not. So you have that choice. Well, there's also so many other choices. It may be as simple as what to purchase in a grocery store with your last few bucks, or it may be something as serious as to what to do about uh, a companion or, you know, a family member or anything, about medical needs. It can be something uh, just maybe as casual as should I go out and sit on the bench in the park today and get some fresh air? Or, you know, do I want to stay home because it looks like it's a little gloomy and maybe I don't want to get caught out in the rain? Every one of these choices we make, whether it be buy peanut butter and bread or buy eggs and milk, um, it doesn't matter what the choice is. God will guide you to the right choice, to pick the right choice. Uh, Sometimes it's like a sledgehammer between the eyes. Boom, this is the best choice for you, And if you listen to God, you'll know that He just put that big old sign in front of your eyes saying, do this. And sometimes it's a pretty subtle thing like, well, it's going to rain, so it's best not to go out. You can't always just flip a coin because let's say we flip a coin and every time it hits on heads. Well, if every time it hits on heads, that's like trying to go cross country and every time you get to a corner you make a right hand turn. You don't get anywhere. So if you listen to God, you pay attention to God, He'll give you signs, He'll give you anything you need to know this is what's going to be best for your choices. You just have you just have to pay attention to them. You just have to know that's what them signs are for. And sometimes you may get a sign from God that's uh, a jar of peanut butter is getting empty and your loaf of bread's down to one or two slices, and then you feel okay, it's time to buy some groceries, and you look in your billfold and you only have $5 left when you thought you had 20. So, oh no, I spent 15 and don't remember. So what do you do then? And God just gave you your sign before you even knew you had to make a choice by, showing you your bread was almost gone and your peanut butter jar was empty. So he's guiding you into buying more bread and peanut butter because that's what's going to get you furthest to the next time you buy groceries to have a little protein and that sort of thing. You have to have your carbs and maybe not a lot of them, depending on whatever diet you are, but you still have to have something. So, he's already showed you. Okay, you're fixing to buy groceries in a day or two. You're about out of peanut butter and bread today. You're not going to be able to buy them again for 3 or 4 days. What's going to get you further? A pack of hot dogs that you're going to feed half of them to your dog, or peanut butter, which will last further, and you can also let your dogs have a little bit of that. It'll be just as much of a treat to them, and y'all got some protein instead of some processed food. And it may be as simple as that. Now, of course, not all um, choices in life are, and I don't necessarily want to say simple, because for some people, it may be a huge choice as to what to eat. But there's other choices we can handle that may be even more important, like uh, loved ones' health, or do I pay rent so I got a roof over my head, or do I pay electric and gas so I've got a way to cook my groceries? You know, if you don't have a place to live or you don't have a stove, or access to a stove or electricity or gas to stay warm or eat or whatever, then what are you gonna do? If you choose the electric bill, what happens when you get booted out on the street? But if you choose the rent, what happens when it gets really cold or you get really hungry? God will guide you into what choices to make. Um, whether he'll guide you towards the help you may need to take care of whatever your needs are. If it's about a loved one and something to do with taking care of them, whether it's looking after them in the home or, you know, making sure they take care of themselves, or, if they've got doctor's appointments and you help make the right decisions there, God will help you with knowing what you're able to do and what you're not able to do, what are the best choices for them, and you know, when it's time for certain things to be done and, to make choices for people. Uh, we all struggle with choices all the time. There's always something happening that you have to choose to turn left or right, to go front or back, to eat or wait. You know, it's a world of choices. And God is right there through every one of those choices. He is right there helping you make the right choice every time. You have to be open to what He shows you, what He guides you to do, what He, in His way, maybe not audibly, maybe not visually, but in His way, He will let you know what is the right thing to do. And, you know, you may see something that says, okay, In order to keep this from happening again, I have to make this choice. Or you might see something that says, okay, I want a different result next time. So maybe I should choose this option or this way to do something. It may be something like last time I only had a few bucks to get groceries for 3 or 4 days, and I chose to get a dozen eggs and maybe a little pint of milk, and it lasted for a day and a half, 2 days, 3 days, and I still had 2 or 3 days to eat. I still had 2 or 3 days, that I needed some kind of nutrition, some dairy and some protein, But had I chose peanut butter, my protein would have lasted. Had I chose bread, then I would have had my carbs, and I would have had my belly full for a few extra days. And I know I'm on a peanut butter thing, but it tends to go a long ways, and it does have a lot of protein in it. So, and if you don't make your sandwich so thick you can't hardly talk, you can stretch peanut butter out of ways. And a loaf of bread, as long as you don't eat three peanut butter sandwiches in one sitting, it'll go for a few days. And if you have to just eat one slice of bread a sitting, you can do that. And you might not have your belly as full as possible, but you will have something to eat for a while. So God will put in front of you anything that you need to make a choice that is best for you. And please don't think by any means I'm trying to ram peanut butter down your own all's throat if you're trying to stretch a dollar, because I don't know if y'all are allergic to peanuts or you have a gluten allergy to the bread, you know. And I know like people with celiacs have to get a particular kind of bread that is like 3 or 4 times more expensive and you get way less. So peanut butter may not be an option for you. God will guide you. He'll show you. Something for you may be different than something for me with the same amount of money and the same amount of days left. God will show you what your best option is, what works best for you. You may be in a part of the country where you don't get a lot of rain, so going to the park every day, it may be just out your front door and half a block away. Whereas for me, I'm not walking distance to a park. Of course, I'm not walking distance to much because I can't walk a real long ways, but that's all right. Um, you know, any of the things that I mentioned in this video today that may be an answer may not be an answer for you. They may or may not be for me, but for you, your options, your choices, your needs, the things that are presented to you that need your thought, may be totally different than mine. Um, a loved one needing to take care of a loved one, you may or may not have that question or that choice to have to make how to do that. And even if you do, it may be different than the some of the other subscribers on this channel. So not everybody has the same choices or the um, same problems that they have to solve or that they have to make a choice for. And the choices may vary, for the situations may vary. So listen to God. He'll he'll know your situation. He'll know um he'll know what your options are to take care of that situation, to make what choices you have to solve any problems you have, or you know what the best thing would be for you to move forward in a situation that you have to choose. Do I do this or that? You know, mine may not be the same as yours. They may match and they may not. The choices. We may have the same problem in different choices. You have to listen to God because He'll tell you what the best choice is for you, for your situation, and the ways to solve your issues that need you to make a choice of some sort. So, anyway, I know we all have choices, and I know we all uh, have the one person, the one thing, the one God. I mean, it's God. He will lead us down the right path to make the right decisions and the right choices in our life. And you never second guess. If you know in your heart that you have followed what God has laid out for you to be the best thing possible for whatever the situation is, and you've accepted that you need to do a certain thing or certain things because that's what God's led you to know you need to do. Never feel bad about it, never doubt it. Just move with it and make every decision that you feel God has put in front of you for what you're trying to accomplish. And if you do that, you'll be all right. Because, God's light is shining on you. I got to throw that in there because His light's still shining on me. And anyway, God will help you through it. God will help you make the right choices. God will show you what your choices are and which ones are best. All you got to do is pay attention, accept God, accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, and accept God. And you can't go wrong. Well, you can if you kind of try and buck up against them and say, God, I think I know better this time, because then you're not going to do so well. But if you listen to God, if you pay attention to whatever He shows you, if you let Him show you what is right and wrong, what you need to do and what you don't need to do, you'll be all right. Anyway, I can go on and on about choices, but I choose not to. Like that little fun. Anyway, um, you know, I hope you watched us out this fire, and if you did, thank you very much. Anybody that shares this out, it helps on Facebook, on uh, in I don't know X, I think it's called or something. Wherever you can share this out, and we can get some more people in this community would be great. Family, friends. Anyway, um, I think we've picked up on the comments some. We've got a couple more subscribers. That is really good. And let's just keep them coming. Let's just keep them coming. And I think my cheeks are permanently sore because I've had such a grin on my face for a few days. And that's all right. I'll let them be sore because they're sore for the best reason you can imagine. They're sore because of my love for Jesus Christ and for our God, just the great God we have, and smiling. So, anyway, y'all have a good day. Bye.